Yeah, so just wanted to go over a quick overview of before and after, which I think is quite significant, which I hope can serve as a reference of what people can actually do when it comes to making significant changes to the golf swing. So I think there's a lot of people who think, "Oh, I'm stuck where I am. I'm just not good enough. I'm just gonna shoot 80s or 90s for the rest of my life." Well, if you put the time into it, you commit to it, you put the time and effort into it, you can make significant changes as long as you're following the right information. So Michael here is a client of mine in the US that I work with over FaceTime. So he's made quite a big change since we first met January of last year. So it's been a year and 4 months. Very typical week amateur golfer, inconsistent delivery. He's like, when I was watching him initially, he was anywhere from 1 to 7 degrees inside out. He was 10 degrees toe down. That it's just not good deliveries for predictable golf. So if you're 10 degrees toe down, which is quite a lot, probably one of the highest I've ever seen actually. It's not so good, unfortunately. But he's not like that anymore. Good thing. But 10 degrees toe down really means you're standing up, you're early extending quite a bit, raising the handle through the ball, and you're gonna see. So on the down the line here, you're gonna see like he might be rehearsing the right thing, but it doesn't matter if you rehearse the right thing if that feel is not translating to real. You're gonna see his real swing looks nothing like what you just saw. So right away, he goes from being in his rehearsal, oh, it looks like he's rehearsing the right thing. Good wrist structure, lead wrist flat, right wrist bent, club pointing back. Looks decent. But when he goes in the real swing, you're gonna see this big across the line move at the top, and then arms and hands come outwards towards the ball. Shaft is super steep, so you can see no depth at P5. Left arm parallel. Shaft is vertical almost, and as a result, if he rotates properly, he's gonna be way outside, and he's not gonna play a functional ball flight. So he stands up, early extends, so that he can have a functional ball flight anywhere from 1 to 7 degrees inside out. So not so ideal here, if you ask me. Very floppy finish, which I also don't like. Typically, if your finish is floppy, it really means that your energy is not being transferred into the ball, is not being released in the ball at the right time. Your finish, especially for an iron, should be relatively soft and comes to a nice smooth stop as if you're approaching a stop. They shouldn't be recoiled. They shouldn't be flailing like you see Michael do initially. So face on view doesn't look too bad. He's actually turning decent, but you can actually see his arms come outwards in the transition, which not so good. So anyways, going to the new swing now. This is taken last week. Big changes here. It's like a new guy. So he's like 2-3 degrees inside out consistently, hitting down on a few degrees as well. Toes pretty much level at impact now. So some big changes right off the gate here. What we had to do was I had him stand further away, so there's more space between the hands and legs. So there's space for the hands to kind of work inwards in the takeaway. You can see here, I know it's a little bit far. There's relatively no space between the hands and legs that's set up on the old swing. So when he goes on the old swing, Michael likes to hinge the club early to try to get the shaft steeper, which I don't really like. I wanted him to feel no forearm rotation, which he does. So on the new video, even though his hands are a little deeper than I'd like in the big picture, he's still steep enough. Club points at the ball, and he still gets to a really good spot at the top of the backswing here. So great depth, hands behind the shoulders. No depth on the left with Michael, hands pretty much on top of the shoulders. Club points back. Club is super across the line on the left on the old swing, and Michael has great width, roughly 90 degrees on the between the right forearm and the right bicep, and Michael is definitely less than 90 degrees on the old swing. So great spot in the backswing. Because of that, he's in a much better spot to then work on a squat and rotate. So he's pushing and torquing that right foot into the ground. His butt stays back really well here. Whoops. Let me change the line. His butt stays back really well here on the new swing. So he squats and rotates. The left leg gets out of the way. Club shallows a lot. You can see he maintains the depth because he maintains the depth of his arms and hands. He can keep rotating through the ball with good posture. Right arm still slightly bent through impact. You can see his left butt cheek, left leg, left back. Maintains posture, which I really, really like. You can see Michael of old, arms come way out, no depth. His hands are pretty much in line with his ear. Shaft is super, super steep. And then as a result, he can't rotate. He stands up. Right heel off the ground, no rotation. Right arm is straightening into the ball. And you can also see his butt does not stay back. So his butt there at setup, kind of loses it a bit in the backswing and then loses it further in the downswing. So not so good. The new Michael, you can see butt stays back in the backswing and the downswing. I love that. So totally different movement. You can also see if he finishes. Easy finish there. I love that. So show you guys one more time. Michael of the old on the left. And not so good, unfortunately. The new Michael on the right. Super clean, lots of greens, lots of predictability. When we look at the face-on video, the changes aren't as dramatic as the down the line, but still quite a bit dramatic. So even though Michael turned okay in the old video, what I didn't like was his hands had too much shot. His hands were too forward, so no straight line between lead shoulder to hands to club. Michael of new kind of has a pretty much good straight line there. And then Michael of the old, what hinged the club early, which I don't really like for what he did. Michael of the new maintains his width, and I really like Michael of the new here. Michael of the old just hinges the club and turns back. Michael of the new maintains that width, shifts in the trail side as he turns. He doesn't sway. Love that. He turns into the inside trail, foot inside trail heel. Love that. And he squats and rotates. Tons of space between his knees versus Michael of the old. No space between the knees. So quite a bit different here. One more time for guys. Michael of old versus Michael of the new. So clean. So show you guys one more time. Michael of the new down the line on the left. Super clean swing. Michael on the right. Super clean. So honestly, anything can happen as long as you put the time to it, you commit to it. It's a hard process. Michael put a lot of hard work into this, but it's really paying off now. So if you really want to do something with your golf and you really want to make meaningful changes, find a good coach that you trust, work on it, devote time to it, stick to the process, and good things will happen. So hope that helps. Hope this will inspire and encourage you guys to not give up. You can play golf for the rest of your life. There's no time like the present to make meaningful changes for the rest of your golfing life. So hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. You can see the big three here: width, depth, height in the backswing, followed by maintaining the depth, using the legs properly to help you rotate through the ball with good posture. So hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, leave it in comments below, and then we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.